Randy Karren, founder and chairman of Joy Botanicals, sees the legalization of marijuana as an exciting business opportunity. However, many not connected to the industry, like banks for example, are reluctant to support this budding sector. Randy says this is due to the staggering amount of misinformation out there. So he's here to talk about the exciting opportunities that the new industry brings, some of the headaches that accompany it, and why Joy Botanicals is poised to thrive in this new market. Great first name, by the way, Randy.
Thank you.
So what were you doing before you got into the cannabis business?
Randy, I was a senior executive for an engineering, procurement, and construction company globally across all of North America, in fact, globally across the world. And I traveled the world looking at new businesses, how to develop new businesses, how to grow businesses out of what we had there, and looking at the strategy and how the businesses could better improve themselves and become more profitable.
How did you get into the cannabis business?
How did I get into the cannabis business? My son in 2015, and I said to him, well, I have some money to invest. Would you like to invest it with me? And he said, yes, I would. He said, what kind of business would you like to be in? And he ran away and come back with a proposal to me. He said, I want to be in the cannabis business. And I looked at him and said, bloody hell. I sent you away and I told you I was serious about this, and you come back with this story about this, we're gonna raise marijuana. It may become recreational and legally recreational, and at that time there was no hint of that.
2015?
2015.
Yeah.
Only the rumors were going around. There wasn't really a fact. We didn't have our JT, wasn't in the government yet.
Yeah.
Learned a lot about cannabis over the time being. But I guess some of the other reasons I'm in the business, my mother in 2002 passed away with lung cancer. And she was quite ill for a number of months, and I watched her slowly pass away. But she also was absolutely terrified. And cannabis would not have solved that problem, would not have cured the cancer, but it would have made her final days much more palatable and comfortable for her.
And now you're a cancer survivor yourself.
I am a cancer survivor. I don't talk about it a whole bunch. In 2007, I had, the doctors would call it squamous cell carcinoma. So I had tongue cancers. So at that time, they removed 1/3 of my tongue and removed some lymph nodes from up here. And then I have this wonderful accent around on how I talk because of that.
Right.
Having learned how to talk all over again. And my tongue is now 1/3 of it is from my wrist.
Wow.
It's a procedure developed in Alberta, and they cut off my wrist, the flabby part of my wrist here, and sewed it onto my tongue.
That's amazing. Now, so the medical cannabis business and cancer, talk to me about that.
The whole problem stems from the fact in the United States, where most of the research is done, the United States of America as a country deems cannabis to be a harmful substance, though it has no redeeming value. So they have not done any research on that. So there's been no documented research about what cannabis will and will not do in the United States. Doctors are very careful not to recommend anything that doesn't have the backup in the research.
They don't have years and years and years of double-blind clinical studies, et cetera, et cetera.
All the stuff that they have to have eventually.
You're off and running. You're about to open your first plan. What are the future plans for the company?
Good question, Randy. The intent we have right now is that we have 14,000 square foot of grow operation. Our intent is we have another 4 acres of land on the same plot of land we have, and we have 5 acres next door that we can access if we need to. The intent would be to ramp it up and move into a larger facility, perhaps 40,000, 50,000 square foot, and bring in a larger partner to help us out in that regard, and kind of build the business into a more sustainable size. I think 14,000 is a good size, but moving up into 65,000 square foot would put us more in line with where you have to be in order to operate in this business.
Yeah, and then you can create an exit for you and your other shareholders by, going public or sell to a bigger company.
Provides a lot more options that way for sure.
So Randy, what actual aspect of the cannabis business did you and your son decide to get into?
Our plan is to move into the growing and cultivation and sale of cannabis flower and cannabis oil. And after that, we'll sell in Alberta. We'll sell to the public via the prescription method, or we'll sell to the AGLC, and the AGLC will in turn sell to dispensaries and also to online to individual users of cannabis as well. So that's the area we're in. We're not in the dispensary area of the business.
So where are you at now?
Where are we at now? We're in the final stages of our Health Canada permit application. We're in the phase where they will ask us to provide evidence of we're ready to grow. Our facility is virtually complete at this time. We have what we have as far as the procedures and standards and how we're going to grow is now written and ready to go. So we're waiting for Health Canada to come back and say, we need your evidence, provide us evidence. And the evidence includes all the procedures and systems we have. The facility has to be complete. All the security system has to be fully functional.
So how much have you invested in the actual facility? By the time you open the doors, how much capital will have gone into it?
Our investment, there's me and 9 other partners in the business, and we've invested, at this point in time, we believe the final investment figure will be somewhere in the neighborhood of $8 million.
Wow. And was it easy to get any financing for that, or is it all equity?
It's all equity, yes. We are, by the terms of our bankers, we're still drug lords.
Yeah.
They will not loan any money to a cannabis business.
Let's not get down that road. Banks are so helpful when you don't need the money.
Yeah.
Randy Karren from Joy Botanical, thank you for joining us today. Appreciate it.